Welcome to Action Points, a Mythras Matters actual play podcast. In this episode, Land of the Frog Part 1, using the classic fantasy rules, the party enjoys their new house before the local villagers arrive bearing gifts. But it would appear that although the party features in the village's new future, there are some tasks that need to be dealt with first. My name is Inwils and I will be the GM for the game. I'll let the players introduce who they are and who they will be playing.
Right, I am so pleased. I'm so pleased that they can hear me and not you at the moment. Right, I'm turning you on now, so please, no comments for the first 5 minutes. 5 minutes, folks. Okay.
It's so hard to do that.
No!
just zipping it up.
Zip
I'm
it up.
having
Zip it out. Yeah.
tuna, sweet corn, and cheese and onion crisp sandwich.
Nice.
It's the way forward.
That sounds lovely. I am now frantic. Well, Medivac knows all about this because I am now trying to sort out cameras. Right. I'm just going to drag that down a bit. Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. I am frantically. Oh, where's that gone? This hasn't worked at all. Right. I am frantically trying to sort out cameras at the moment. Oh, that's me. I've done that perfectly. So we can get going. So please, I do apologize as we get all these into position. Medivac knows this pain from playing his own games, especially if anybody disconnects. If you disconnect now, you're in trouble. So don't even think about it, people.
Oops.
Don't even. You just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, I normally have 8 cameras, and it's like as soon as you turn the camera off, everything switches around.
Yes, exactly. Why is it? Sorry, Captain Kangaroo. I was just telling you to be quiet and don't say anything until the 5 minutes is up. I think I should get like a timer, a beeper. That's all that goes beep 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 beep, and then you know that you can actually start saying things. Then
Innuendos.
Yeah, well, whatever. That would be brilliant. Right, I'm looking good in my little box, so that's the important person there. Right, let's see who else I can find. Oh, Medivac, you're nearly perfect in your box.
Well, that's what my wife says.
Can she hear that?
No, she's in bed.
No, I was going to say, because she might be sat behind you, in which case I was expecting a bit of a
slap
or a cackle, one or the other. Right, this is Mr. Pickles, I think, on this one. Now let's see if I can find him.
I'm in the middle.
Oh, there you
I'm
are.
in the sling.
He's in a pickle.
Yeah, you are in a pickle.
I'm always in a pickle.
You're in a pickle.
You could, if you want to see a pickle.
No, I don't want to see.
Well,
You're still on your 5-minute probation.
Yeah, that's what we should call it. Yeah, this is the 5-minute probation period. Right,
Actually-
next.
and it's a gherkin.
Actually, we should come up with a different name. He's gonna use that name against us eventually. I know it.
No,
More like a
He's already doing
quarantine
it.
period.
I think any name we use, it will come
I
back
just-
to bite us.
Brayson wanted
sometime.
to share his pickle. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. Right. I just got to do. Whereabouts are you, fish? Whereabouts are you?
I think he's in a dungeon or a mausoleum.
no personal
No,
information.
that's the front.
I-
Well, it was the
I'm
front
lurking in the
cover.
classic fantasy front cover, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, egg on my face.
Nice.
Fancy not knowing the game that we're
Yeah.
playing. Oh, this is really spooky at the moment. There's 2 Captain Kangaroos in the layout.
Okay, that's scary.
No,
yeah.
that's how you get an
It's a
audience.
clone. Kill him.
Yeah, it's super scary.
Wow, that's
Burn them
crazy
with
how
fire.
our good looks average went up. That's crazy.
I'm not making any comment at all. I'm just keeping completely quiet. I trust one of you to tell me when the 5 minutes is up. Right.
Oh yeah, I totally started the timer.
Yeah, I knew where it started to.
It's got quite a minute, lots of minutes left. So many minutes.
Yeah. Like 3 hours of minutes. That's how much he's got left.
Just like all the minutes.
Right. I'm
But
nearly
they are the
done.
best minutes.
I've actually got a picture here that says Misty no cam. And there's
Oh, wow.
2 muscle
That's
pickles.
suggestive.
And 2 muscle pickles as well. And I'm just trying to find where my hero.
Mr. No Cam's my Saturday job.
Your what site?
OnlyFans. It's my OnlyFans page.
Right. I'm just going to keep quiet.
Mr. No Cam.
Just move past it.
I'm just going to.
You know what? I'm sorry, Medevac. You're going on probation too.
You are both on probation now. I can't,
Unless you pay $50 to see a cam.
I cannot find. Oh,
Holy Grail.
let's get rid. I can't find the hero points. Where?
Kangaroo, are you wearing a Seahawks jersey?
I'm wearing a shirt, and if it's blue and it has some numbers on it, maybe.
It
That's
is.
so
Yeah, I was just curious. That seemed out of character.
It is. I wasn't wearing a shirt, and then I had to be on camera, so I had to put the closest shirt I can physically find, and it was.
So
closest
you
shirt.
have a Seahawks jersey then?
Yeah, because I played for the Seahawks.
And we'll take it away.
that has just silent the whole everybody's just thinking
Duh.
what.
See, I know you don't follow football enough to know if I may or may not have been on the Seahawks. I don't.
I didn't even think you liked football.
I don't know if I do or not. I
It's
do
who's-
on
who's
one
ball?
day a year for sure. That's mostly because there's a lot of alcohol and junk food.
And trailers.
Yeah, but besides that,
Oh, that's interesting. Druttercup was just saying VDO Ninja is really helpful here. If people disconnect their window, just blanks come up until it's sorted rather than duplicating people or shuffling positions.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I don't use.
Video just so far.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have VDO Ninja. And I'm heavily
It's,
invested into Zoom at the moment. So.
Yeah, Video Ninja is browser based. The whole thing is run out of your browser.
Oh, I can't. I won't be able to do that. I can't.
Right.
I can't even have multiple tabs of Chrome open without crashing my computer. So
Okay.
it's
I'm not going to
I wonder
say
why
anything
Chrome
about the
uses
long
so much
line of
RAM.
tabs open on my other monitor then.
yeah. I can have it all open when I'm not streaming, but when I'm streaming, it just says no. So I have to have my
resource for.
Yeah. Chrome takes up a lot of resources, and even Roll20 does. So I have streaming set up here. On my MacBook, I have all the Chrome tabs open with all my reference sheet. And then I have my iPad charging down there. So when we get to the adventure, I can pick it up and read straight from it. I feel a stream... Yeah, go for it.
I find the same thing with OBS when I try to have lots of things open.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I'll open a PDF, and it's like, no, you won't.
Oh yeah, PDFs are dreadful. I have no idea what they just. My computer just laughs at me, and that's it.
The problem is these days, computers are so powerful that software designers just don't bother to optimize anything. Everything uses way more resources than it needs to.
Exactly.
Because they just assume you're going to be able to bull through it with sheer raw power. Which, thanks to buying a new computer last year, I can.
Yeah, but how long before computers are out of date? That's what I keep.
Not long.
Yeah,
not long. I had that problem. I kept looking at well, maybe if I wait, because that's coming out fairly soon. So I can wait till the new version of that. But there's always a new version of something.
Yeah,
there's always something.
When I had the money, I bought it.
Well, look between the third generation of graphic cards compared to the fifth generation of graphic cards. It's only been a few years in development.
We're on RTX 5s.
Yeah, like I think what
I got a 3070 when it first came out. And,
yeah, exactly.
It
was what 2020 round.
Yeah,
when that came
out.
It
was COVID time. Yeah.
I honestly can't even remember what I've got.
I have no idea.
I put a lot of thought into it before at the time, but I now can't remember. It went into my machine. It does the job. I can now ignore it.
I got my coffee later. I thought, oh, this will last me forever. And it's like 8th generation now, my Intel processor. I'm like thinking they're on 14, 15 now.
Oh, I honestly, Chugwugger buys me a computer and I use it. And that's it. I have no idea what's down there because it sits underneath the table.
It makes sense because you barely use your computer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, true. How often are you on it? Honestly,
yeah. Like
do you
honestly,
do you want to know?
Like you spend all your free time on it.
I'm a software person, so I know a lot about like video editing and things like that. I know nothing about computers. All I need it to do is when I press that button, it comes on. And that's
what I'm worried about is I've got 8 terabytes of storage and I'm running out of it for certain videos.
What?
What? We're after 5 minutes, aren't we? Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
So you need external storage for that. That's what your problem is.
External, that's right, external storage.
I do have
the cloud was invented for.
I do have an iMac there, which I use a lot for video editing, and that has external hard drives because there's so many video assets when I'm video editing. Every month, I just take it off the computer and stick it on the external hard drive, and then that's it, gone.
I purge my Twitch recordings like every so often, and then free up like half my storage.
Juttercup is just boasting in the chat.
Her
PC,
her banner.
Well, I don't know. Their gender is their personal pronouns are not coming up on my screen.
Ban them.
Yeah. If they have got them set, it does come up. They have the PC isn't OTT, but 31 gigabytes of RAM really helps.
Oh, I've got more than that, so I'm all right. I've got like 54. No, 54.
I have no idea. I would have no idea. Anyway, while Medivac is checking how much RAM he has,
I'm a ram.
welcome in. Just to let you know, Captain Kangaroo, I've unmuted you. Because
No, that's so
I feel
funny.
so free.
Early?
Oh god.
So free.
I can actually mute people directly on. Do you see it when I mute you on?
48 gig.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, so he's muted now.
That's so but I can see it. It's got a little microphone slash. That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
So I can
Don't take a
keep
slash on your microphone. That's a bad idea.
so I can keep it in check. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. We have stripped off our lycra and masks and everything that we were wearing for the last two adventures.
And there's also a change of game.
Yeah, and yeah, we're going on to classic fantasy, which is it's exactly the same as Mythras, but it has classes in it. So the normal fighter, magic user, thief, cleric. It does have things like clerics, paladins, monks, etc. But we're just sticking with the four. It has spells that are very similar to D&D 5th edition spells. I never know how this works with copyright. If they've got a magic missile spell, who owns the copyright to that? I've never.
I do believe that TSR do, if they're still there. But, yeah.
Anyway, so we started to play the system with Classic Fantasy Imperative, which is a free rule set that you can go out and just download from the Design Mechanism webpage. It's free as a PDF, but if you want the printed version, then you will have to pay for that. And so, yeah, we're continuing with our adventures. So we'll do 2 complete adventures on Classic Fantasy and then do another swap. Recently, the Unearthed Companion came out, which has got some fantastic spells in for Classic Fantasy that I'm dying to use, including a lot of high damage spells. Which are excellent, and both games have ranks, so it doesn't have levels. It has ranks, and when a character has 5 of its skills 70 plus, then it goes up a rank, and then it gains more hit points, more luck points, and more action points. They also all have abilities within their class that they can buy with experience points as well. So before we go any further, I'm going to allow the players an opportunity to say who they are and who their character is today in Classic Fantasy. And we'll start with you, Mr. Pickles.
Oh, yes, I am Mr. Pickles. I play our gnome rogue, Belinda O'Fregiok. That name was pre-generated for me, and I just was like, you know what? Yeah, her nickname's Belle. So I am our rogue. I'm good with all the classic rogue things, thieves speak or thieves cant, lockpicking mechanisms, sleight of hand, all sorts of good things like that. But being a gnome, she also has magic and poison resistance. That's one of those things I didn't remember, where it resistance, not immunity. She has tunnel sense for some reason, and it's just so exciting to get back into this character that loves metal, has a short sword to stab things, and a sling that takes forever. Gotta go slow.
And that's all those underground types abilities, and nothing about sitting by a pond fishing.
Yeah, I have no fishing skill.
Who are you going to pass it on to?
I'm just going to pass it on to Fishy, because you're right below me on Zoom.
I called this upon myself there, yeah. Hello,
welcome back,
Fishy. It's good to be back on the channel again, and today I will be playing Catamore Blackmane. Magic prodigy, adventurer, hero, a bit full of himself, definitely thinks far more of himself than anybody else does, but occasionally useful for setting fire to things. And he is a human. And I would also just like to say one other thing to add to what inwils said earlier on about Classic Fantasy Imperative. It's particularly good because in the first few years of Classic Fantasy being out, they updated a bunch of rules, which you can find in the Unearthed Companion. But Imperative actually combines those together as a single source. So for things like character creation, it's probably your best source for playing the game.
At the moment, yeah, most definitely, yeah.
And that being said, I shall pass on to Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want to do that bit. Hi everyone, I'm Captain Kangaroo. Today I'm playing Brasive. Brasive is a half-orc fighter. He's pretty strong. He has always lots of anecdotes that are very real. And you shouldn't question them.
He's very patriotic. He's very strong. He has a shield.
He does have a shield, but he's not patriotic. He doesn't care about anybody. All right.
What was the corporation he works for again?
Instead of his fists, he uses a big great axe because it's very large and girthy, and that's the reason why it's so large.
And he has no eyes.
He has eyes. They're just little bitty. Okay, don't be racist against half-orcs. All right. Not everyone has such big, massive eyes like a goddamn gnomes or whatever she is.
Yep.
And then at this point, I'm going to pass the microphone to our good pal, Medevac.
Is Medevac still there? Because I could just see a strange picture on his camera.
I think
turned into a green.
You're supposed to press play. Press it.
He's muted as well, and it looks like his camera's...
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Awesomeness. Right, sorry, no, my camera's been a little funny person.
Oh. Not very funny at all, if you ask me.
I'll be back. Right, hi,
everybody.
I'm
Today will be
Medevac.
played by a green triangle.
I'm Medevac and I play Ida. Down. I remembered. Yes. She is an elven paladin, cleric, sorry. She's not a paladin.
Although she is a bit like a paladin.
She pretty much is. She's pretty kick-ass with her mace and shield and armor.
Yeah.
She is a follower of the goddess Nisa. Not the shop. Just a goddess. Because Nisa was a shop. No, you didn't know that. I did. Yeah. And that's pretty sure. She is a selfless protector, just like Hazra.
Yes.
To save the innocent. She protects her friends. She's pretty damn good with hitting things and staying alive.
Hey, no, we don't have the rights.
30 seconds. Yeah. And that is Ida. Down.
Okay. We are going to start off today's session by doing some experience rolls. So because there are no...
So fun for everyone to watch.
Yeah, it's because there's no... Yeah, Medivac's back.
Back! God is alive!
Because there's no levels in any of the Mythras systems, players get 2 experience rolls per session, roughly. And then what they can do, they can use those experience rolls to buy abilities or to improve skills. Generally, what they do is to improve a skill, it costs 1 skill experience roll. They roll 1d100, add on their intelligence, and if it's the skill or higher, then the skill goes up by 1d4 plus 1. If they fail that, it's lower, then it just goes up by 1 point. In addition to this, any character who had a fumble will automatically gain 1 skill point before we start, mainly because you can learn from doing things incorrectly. And please remember now that you add on your fumbles at the start of the next session, if that makes sense. So once you've fumbled at the start of the next session, you'll add it on. So you can fumble,
Yeah.
you
I
can
was gonna say
fumble,
that's
mumble,
correct.
yeah, fumble, mumble times, multiple times,
Yes.
and it'll be absolutely fine. Okay, then. So let's get on. Each player has 10 experience rolls, and we're going to Bell first. I was just waiting for somebody to say something else because we're after the 5 minutes, but we got through
Let's
that.
just say at the hit
After
of the bell.
And
Okay.
well, that's the end.
I was just waiting for that I could put in.
So I don't have my drum kit on me. Sorry, I'm unprepared.
Oh no, that's so sad. Well,
Oh,
Bell.
kangaroo.
Well, Bell had 2 fumbles, and I remember one of them. I fumbled on my combat style when I was in a tree trying to stab somebody, and then I just started falling out of the tree or something.
Nice. I don't remember
so
that
that's-
at all.
I feel pain from adding these points, but I'll take it. And,
What was the other one?
Stealth was the other one that I somehow fumbled. I think it was when we were sneaking through like the schoolboy's like mansion at the end of the last adventure, and I
Right.
fumbled or something, and everybody
So
laughed.
this really bodes well, doesn't it?
I'll take the points. The points
Yeah.
help.
Okay,
so
then.
we have 10 rolls, and we had talked before the game about how many abilities we could buy during the session.
Yes.
And we had agreed I could buy 2.
You can buy as many as you want. So the
I want
rules
2.
changed from classic fantasy to imperative. And in classic fantasy, you get all the rank abilities at first level. With imperative, you have to buy them. And so, but it's totally up to us. Double checked it. So we're going to say you can buy multiple ones. And that's all right. Okay, then.
All right. Well,
What
just
you
to lean
buying?
into Captain Kangaroo's insult, I would like to buy Sharp-Eyed, make my eyes slightly bigger. It requires perception of 50% or higher, and your acute eyesight makes all perception rolls that pertain to vision 1 difficulty grade easier.
Nice. Please do
He
remind
just
me
wants to
about
be an
that.
anime character at this point.
And I'm going to take one that's also similar. My 2, my other one is Great Hearing, and it relates to all perception rolls with hearing. Same thing. So
Fantastic.
if I'm hearing or seeing, I will be rolling easier. And if it has to do with smelling or touching, well,
Like everything
good at
is
that.
going to be from now on. Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
going to be make a smell check, please, everyone. Nice. So that takes you.
Oh.
So rank 1 abilities cost 1 experience roll, so you're down to 8.
I would like to use a point for evade.
Nice.
It's currently a 68. I'm going to roll the improve button.
Yeah, and it should work. Oh, 2 points. Look, you got a 69.
Very
Oh, that's
nice.
just barely. That brings
That
me up to a
is-
70 on that. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to do a point of lock picking, which is also a 68.
Oh,
Funny.
oh, oh, 5 points.
This is my lucky day. Okay.
Hang on a minute, because how many? That is 2 above 70 now, isn't there?
Yeah, I didn't think I'd actually get any above 70 for some reason.
So we need to check. Keep going.
Well, time to use my next one is language, Thieves' Cant. It's at 68.
Come on.
Oh.
Oh.
Right, it's at 69. I'm going to spend 1 more point on that. Let me keep track of my numbers here.
You got 5 left. Oh, I see.
Okay, yeah. And here is language. Hubra.
Yeah.
Brings
Nice.
me up to a 71.
71. Yep.
And that would be 5 skills, I believe, in
One,
my
two-
skill set to be above 70.
Brilliant.
But we can get to that in a minute. I'm putting everything into my combat style from here because it was very embarrassing failing so much after spending so many turns to reload. It's at a 60.
Okay, then.
So let's see. I should have is it
4 left.
3 left? 4 left. Okay,
4
so
left.
4 going into this. 1. Right. Brings me up to 61. 2. Great. Brings me up to 62. And 3.
Oh, nice. 65.
65. And then one last one.
Ooh.
67.
67. So are you at rank 2 now?
My skills that I believe should bring me there, because they're my professional skills and skills from being a rogue, would be mechanisms, stealth, evade, lockpicking, and language thieves' cant. Though I'm not. That last one feels like a maybe. I mean, it is a professional skill. But...
Yeah, I don't mind doing it. It's not a problem. So you will now be at rank 2, which means that you'll get +1 to each of your hit points areas. You get +1 luck points, and you get +1 action points. And of course, you are now able to look at rank 2 abilities. Your sneak attack. Do you have sneak attack ability?
That is one I have automatically.
Yeah, so
rogue,
that
yes.
now does 1d2 damage with melee weapons. No additional damage in ranged. And then you can take each of the... you got your rank 2 abilities that you can take later on when you go.
So here's a weird
up.
thing with the character sheet. I was at rank 0, and going up ranks only increases your luck points. I'm pretty sure I had the appropriate amount of luck points. And so going up 1 rank, I'm just uncertain of that. I put myself at rank 1 here, and that increased my luck by 1, but it didn't appear to change my health at all.
So you should be rank 2, shouldn't you?
Yeah, but that would make my luck go up 2 points from where it was.
Okay.
Maybe I was just playing stupid mode.
Hang on a minute, because if I go into... So what...
I don't want more than I deserve.
So how many action points should you have now?
I was at 2.
Hang on, there you go.
Yeah, I should have 3.
It's now 3.
Are we always at 2?
Say again?
Are we always at 2 action points?
Yes, unless you go up a rank.
Yeah, going between 0 and 1 shouldn't give you a luck point increase. So our rank, I think, should be at 1. Based on that increase. Sorry.
Yeah, it should. Your rank should be 2, but I think there might just be an issue with the sheet that I'll look into.
I think that's the case.
I'll look.
I shouldn't have 5 luck points. I should have 4.
Yeah, so you got 4 luck points at the moment, but you got 3 action points, which is right. And you need to let me. Can we?
Oh yeah, we had to tinker with this to begin with, because it looks like I had to add modifiers on to make my health the correct numbers.
Yeah, I think what you will have to do is just add 1 to each of the. Can you see what I did there? Can you see in the other column? Did that take them all up? Or do you need to put the add 1 in it? Hello?
Sorry, my mic was muted. That looked like it worked, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I'll check that in as we go along. And Captain Kangaroo, you're up next.
All right. So I have a few. I have my list up.
Oh, wow, you've got a list.
Yeah, it's a shopping list, whatever. So I'm mostly just going to focus on skills because my plan is to get to rank 2 because that's when like majority of a lot of my abilities unlock at rank 2.
Nice.
So my mission is just to get to there. So, but I'm going to focus on the ones I have the least amount on, so that way, if I need extra rolls there, I can do it.
Nice. Yeah, sounds good.
So the first ones would be to focus on would be let's see, where are you at? We'll do craft axes.
Craft axes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he break his axes a lot?
No, but maybe he wants a better axe,
Okay.
Mr. Pickles. All right, maybe.
And it's one of his professional skills.
Yeah, it's one of my professional skills. I'm gonna press improve.
Yeah, that should work. That is now 64.
64%. All right, press improve again. See what happens.
Ooh.
Success.
67.
7. That's 2 down. I'm gonna do one more time. Get that.
What do we get?
What I need.
Come on. 67. 68.
All right. So 68. I'll leave it there for now. See where I'm at. So that's 3.
That's 3. So yeah, 7 more.
The next one I'm gonna do is endurance. Right now it's at 68.
Yeah.
Baby.
Ooh, 72.
72. Nice. All right. The next one would be unarmed, which is right now at 67.
Yeah.
So let's see what we can do here. Fail.
Oh, 68.
So I'm gonna do one more.
5
unarmed.
more.
All right.
Come on. Come on.
Unarmed.
Come on.
Oh, sorry, press the wrong button.
That's a hit.
There. Yeah. Improve.
Oh,
All right,
no.
69.
69.
All right, hold on. I want to make sure what I got.
So that's 6 done. You got 4 more.
I'm gonna do one more unarmed.
Okay. Currently at 69.
Improve. All right, but I'm at
70. Yes. 3 more.
That's what I needed. All right, so let's see what else I want to do. Might as well finish it off with craft axes. See what I can do to get that by
Okay.
70. Because at that point, I'll have at least 5 at 70 or higher.
Nice.
So one.
That's
Gotta
60,
push it.
69.
Go one
Oh,
more.
you're going to do it no matter what.
No matter what. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
That give me a little extra success.
73.
73. All
And
right,
you
so
have 1 more.
I'll use that one more to see if I can improve my combat skill altogether.
Nice.
So right now it's at 70. I want to do it. Improve that.
71.
Perfect. All right, so
Brilliant.
should be all good there. I've now unlocked a bunch.
So do you have 5 skills at 70 or more? 5 of your class skills.
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. So you will gain 1 extra luck point, 1 extra action point, and +1 to all your hit points.
How do I add that, like an extra action point, an extra?
I'm just coming into your character sheet as we speak because I can up that. Your action point should now be 3.
Yeah.
And your luck point should now be 3.
And it should be 1 of my HP as well.
Yeah. So can you see where it says OTH other?
Yeah.
If you just click in there and put 1 in all of them, it will increase them by 1.
Sounds good. And also because of this, I unlocked a next specialization automatically by begin the rank.
Yeah. So rank 2, upon reaching rank 2, you automatically progress to weapon master. Requires weapon specialization with a chosen weapon and a combat skill of 70% or higher. Weapon masters double the crit chance of their mastered weapon. In addition, the chosen melee weapon gains a 1-step improvement to damage modifier. Yours is your axe, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah.
So you will double your critical chance. So instead of being 10%, it'll be 20%. So we need to keep an eye on that. And also your damage. What's your normal damage modifier at the moment? 1d6.
1D Yeah.
So it'll go to 1d8 when you,
Nice.
or is it 2d6? 1d8, I think it is. We'll check that. Nice.
Very
That
cool.
is nice. And then there's some nice ones. Well, some of your norm rank ones are nice as well.
Yeah, I'll probably start spending more towards
Yeah.
those now that I've hit this rank.
Sounds good. Right, Fishy, Caramore. What wonders is Caramore going to develop?
For starters, I'm going to spend a couple of these rolls on my arcane casting.
Nice. Oh, that's a good start. 62.
Yeah. And we'll give that another one.
Oh, 63.
Right.
I think Mr. Pickles stole all the really good rolls for this.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
pickles.
Entirely possible.
I'm the rogue.
And we'll do the same. We'll do the same with arcane knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, 57.
Okay, well that's predictable, I think.
59. Yeah.
And indeed, with my combat style,
Inept magic flailing.
Okay.
43.
he's really not a fighter.
That's your first 5 done. Oh, 6 down. So what's that now? 44?
44? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still really not a fighter. Let's improve law alchemy.
Nice. Oh, you're not getting the rolls today at all.
Not
51.
getting the rolls. Let's shove another one in there, see if we can get it a bit. But no, not really. Sorry, we'll give that a third one.
Come on.
Oh, come on. Okay.
One more
The moral of
left.
the story is Caramore is not
Save those
meant to be an
rolls.
alchemist.
You're really pleased, Medivac, because if all the bad rolls are coming out now.
I know. I'm going
Yeah. I'm doing this on purpose just for you. You know that, right?
Oh,
I
well,
think you
thank
got
later
one
for
more
it.
roll.
And
Or
I
rank
think
ability
my
that you would
last
like.
one. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, rank abilities.
I don't know about you
there
guys,
was,
but those are rank abilities. Those are like all of them are fantastic.
Yeah, so I must say, I think the magic user ones are not as good as some of the other classes, but
I think I'm going to go with this powerful concentration.
yeah, I like that
Um,
one. Yeah.
Improvement on willpower to maintain spells, basically concentration checks.
Yeah.
So that seems like a good use for
We
my
call
last
that
one.
we call that fantastical ADHD medication. That's what.
So please do remind me that.
I have to ask Drat about that. She just recently got her diagnosis and meds.
There you go. So all your willpower checks for spell concentration to keep it going will be at easy,
Nice.
you know, which is fantastic. And that finishes up Caramore nicely. So we come on to you, Ida. 10 rolls.
I got so bored I stuck a nail through my finger.
Did you get that in a cracker?
I should purchase from Temu, the place where you can buy lots of crap for nothing.
Yeah, I've seen them. Somebody told me that it was all
Yeah.
stolen stuff.
Well,
No, it's all
maybe
just
it
cheap
wasn't real
Chinese
nail.
knockoffs.
It is
Yeah.
exactly that. Yes.
Right.
So I'm going to go for channel as my first one.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Nice.
63 is my think you do for.
Oh.
So it's now 64.
Maybe Fishy didn't take all the bad rolls. Oh, no.
Oh,
No.
Then again,
67.
7. Yeah.
took the system a
Wonderful.
moment to realise it wasn't me rolling anymore.
Oh, you're just getting
Oh,
better at it.
71.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. Right. My next was devotion.
Yep.
Which is at 60.
It's not
64.
anymore. It's 64.
Knock on the door. 64.
64.
Again, 66.
Clickety click. 66. Oh.
Oh,
67.
Oh,
Oh, 67.
71 again.
71.
Right, so that's that done. That's those ones.
3 more, I think.
What is, yeah. So I go with my defensive. Passions don't increase, do they? Don't add to my 70 plus, do they?
No.
No.
It's just your class skills. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go for this and we'll go self-defense.
Nice. Oh, that's
Okay.
nice. Is that your combat style?
That's my combat style, which is going to be now at
Self-defense doesn't really seem right when you're smashing their head in with a mace.
no.
No, Ida only fights back when something attacks her.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes preemptively.
61, and my last one is going to be a nice 3. So 64 on that.
that's it.
That's all of them, isn't it now?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. All done and dusted. Clerics have some nice ranked ones, don't they, as well?
They do. Right, if I can find them.
Yeah, because you have things like powerful concentration, but you also like have holy might. Requires devotional willpower 50 more. The cleric can increase their damage modifier by 1 grade against undead demons and devils once per day. And when do you get turn undead?
I got it already.
You've got it already. Oh no, it's extra turning that you
That's
can
right,
double
yeah.
the number of times they may use between rests that they may turn. Yeah, nice.
I have 5 now at 70%. So I've got my willpower at 70%. I've got my customs at 70%, and
So if you have 5 of your
tongue.
so if you have 5 at 70 or above, then you will go to rank 2. So you yours is slightly different. You gain +1 hit points, +1 luck points, +1 action points. That's the same as everybody else. Your rank 0 spells are now intelligence divided by 4, add 4. So they were +2 last time. So you'll have another 2 rank 0 spells. Rank 1 was intelligence divided by 4. Now is intelligence divided by 4 +2. So you get 2 extra rank 1 in your memory. And you can now have your intelligence divided by 4 rank 2 spells. Let's see if there's any.
Awesomeness.
What's your intelligence?
1. No, 16.
Oh.
16. So that's going to be 4, isn't it? Is that right? No, that's right.
Yeah. Sorry, Flame Strike. I'm sure that was a high-level cleric spell when we played D&D.
Yeah, that was.
Silence, Spiritual Hammer, but also things like Continual Light, which is a nice one because you often used to do light and darkness,
Every
didn't
hour,
you?
yeah.
Yeah, and you can speak Polish if you wish on your rank 0.
Privyet. That's Russian, sorry.
It might be Russian soon.
But you also have cure serious wounds and cure disease. which is nice as well. So we'll let you. Oh, look, you can get air breathing, which is the opposite of water breathing.
Hang on, isn't that just normal breathing?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you, though. But through the power of your faith.
Oh, I can breathe.
I suppose you could
Oh.
cast it on a fish, and then the fish could
Die.
breathe in normal air, wouldn't it? I don't.
If you get to a higher level, you can also have walk on ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh God.
Earthquake.
So that's
nice. Right. Let me quickly do Idaho's character sheet. Right. Hang on, because yours is completely wrong. Right. I've given you your extra luck point. Your extra. Oh, did you put your extra luck point in the temporary one? Medivac?
Oh, sorry, I put mine in the temporary one. Yes.
All right. So can you see where it says rank up above? That will actually change it, but that's all right. Your whatchamacallit is 3. That's what it should be. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Action points.
And then can you see the other column now in your hit locations? You can.
Other. I've got concise.
Where's
oath?
Yeah.
Off.
Yeah. So if you just put
nothing's happening when I click it.
No, you
just put one in each of those.
Yeah, put one each, and your leg wound will be a lot better now.
Nice.
Because you've only got 4 out of 6 hit points on that, so I don't know.
I would have thought I healed by now, wouldn't it?
Yes, that's what I just said. So yeah, so you can change that up to number 6.
27.
Okay, and that's it. Thank you for coming along. Players, would you like to say where the people can find you for the rest of the... Okay, we are ready to go. And if you remember at the end of the last adventure,
To be honest, I do not remember whatsoever.
Okay, then.
You're killing the schoolboys.
So just a brief recap. You found yourself in a tavern in a snowy part of the world. You went off. If you remember, there was a dare to go down a mine and to get a piece of metal, and you actually discovered that the metal was actually very expensive rather than just the normal stuff. You went down there, you had a massive fight with a big ogre, Bracif got put to sleep with some magical fungus, if you remember, and it was a good battle, and then you came back to find that the villagers were all hiding in their rooms because a necromancer had come to the village. You went with the manservant who you found. If you remember, there was a combat with the bandits up in trees firing crossbow bolts down at you and things like that. That's when Belle fell out of one. And you got to the house and you made your way into the house, and there was a big battle in the cellar. I think, Caramore, you were trying to figure out the riddle to open the door, and people were fighting. The manservant turned on you, so he got his head caved in by Bracif. You got into the cellar, and then you had to kill a spirit that I think stunned Bracif really early on, but everybody was triumphant and you succeeded. And I finished off the adventure saying that this house, this haunted house, would probably become the base of your operations. So I'm just showing you, this is what it looks like from the outside. So it has that broken down wall right the way round it. You're actually stood at the front of the house at that point. Can you see all the details? Have I taken off the dynamic light?
Good.
Yeah,
that is good.
Yeah.
So this is the first floor. If you remember that, and then there is, the ground floor. Let's keep this British. There is then the first floor, where that you went up there. I don't know whether or not you actually got right the way up to the top, but it does have an attic. I thought that looks like a really nice mage's laboratory in there, Caramon. I feel that with all those pillars and thing. And it has a cellar.
This is the wizard's room.
This is clearly the true mage's laboratory.
Yeah. So these were the skeletons that were summoned. This was the big ugly guy. And Jezebel was there, Jezebel Candlewick, and she was the one that was killed. And so all of this is now yours. I'm going to just leave you on the ground floor for the time being. So what happens after this is quite simple in the sense that you rest and recover. You do some training outside, you do some martial art training, you spar with each other, you increase all your skills, and life looks pretty good, apart from the fact that you have a rather big house that's obviously needing a huge amount of work. And the only craftsperson you have in your group is Brasive. And sadly, the only thing he can craft are axes. So unless you're going to start building up a whole load of axes, then that's it.
I'm going to make a sign for the outside that says Brace's Axe Store.
Brilliant. Well, talking about outside, what happens... probably about a day or so after everything's sorted and you're getting to that point that you've used up your rations and you've created makeshift doors to keep the place safe. And Brasive has even managed to do a bit of work on the front gate to make it a little bit more protective. Yes, squeaks less. You have
an axe-shaped gate.
Yeah, it's actually it's just actually two axes that come together, and then that's it. You haven't been able to do anything with the vegetation. The trees still look pretty dead, and do remember you are actually in the middle of a forest. So it's a bit like a Hansel and Gretel house in the middle of a forest. Now, at this point,
but
what
we
I
do
need
have
to
access
do...
to lumber.
Yeah. I just need to grab my iPad.
Can I just ask? It says in my rank 2, I get a characteristic increase. You may add +1 to a characteristic of your choosing.
Oh, where does
That's
it
one
say?
you can purchase.
Yeah.
I have the same one. It's like any of the other ones.
So it's
and
like
that's why
a rank...
I think it's phrased. They say each may only be taken once, and so that's why I think that's what they're talking about primarily.
Yeah,
you can't keep buying characteristic increases.
What is the racial max? Where do you find that?
The racial max is at the beginning of when it's talking about your character. I think there's a table in the room. Let me see if I can find it.
I can probably find it.
Humans
I'm
are
going to increase my my intelligence to 17, if that's okay.
Do you need to buy that rank? That rank point, is that a rank ability?
Well,
rank
it's a
2 abilities cost 2 as well. They're not as cheap as rank 1.
So I can't just add it. Okay, that's fair enough.
No, you unfortunately not.
Not yet.
Right. Not yet.
I shall purchase it next time.
Yes. Yes, you will get 1 point next time, just so everybody is aware. 1 experience roll. So
Yeah.
I will have a look. I'm trying to find my that's so on page 6 there is the Rachel the characteristic table. That's where I thought it was going to.
I think wouldn't the maximum just be the max of that dice roll? So
Yeah.
like, it says for strength for a half orc, it's 2d6 plus 9. So that would just be 12 plus
21.
9, 21.
Is the max?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a max you can get. So right, okay then. However, after almost like I got Snapchat, and all I'm getting, and all these women sending me messages on it. It's
Obviously, you're very
Inwils.
popular.
Snapchat is
Clearly,
really, really
clearly.
rubbish. It's like TikTok.
no,
All, all you see is ladies leaning forward in tight
yeah.
stuff.
I
that
tell
was-
you, when I'm
yeah.
teaching at
Disgusting.
university, I know what this Snapchat sounds like. The notification.
Yeah.
So students haven't turned their phones on to silent. I hear it say, "Whose is that? Can we see what your Snapchat is?" And all of a sudden, somebody will quickly put their phone in their bag as I approach. Anyway, it's about the late afternoon. You've obviously slept late. You don't need to be up at the crack of dawn anymore. Brasive snoring keeps most of you awake most of the night, and he's probably been made to sleep up in the attic. But you notice at the end, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon of the second day after all the fighting, you... Belle, make me a hearing check with your big ears.
Just FYI, I also have an easy time feeling underground phenomena as a perception check. It's my tunnel sense. That's because I'm a gnome here.
No, easy's fine because
Yeah,
everything's
just
easy.
barely.
Yeah,
79 out of a
Barely.
80.
no, that's a good score.
Yeah.
That's good. Unless I wanted to get a formidable roll.
So you all sort of like sat round trying to decide who's going to sleep where, who's going to have which bedroom, etc., etc. And all of a sudden, Belle, her ears twitch and her head goes off to one side as she declares that she can hear a wagon approaching. It's a very slow wagon. It sounds to be quite heavy. Belle, you can hear the squeaking of the wheels as it's like... if you ever watched Thoroughly Modern Millie, it's a bit like the trolley that is pushed around there. And yes, Belle, what would you like to do?
We should probably get ready. It could be bandits. Could be people with food. Could be merchants. Brasive, grab your axe. Everybody, get ready. Get quiet. Let's go see.
Belle, of course, cannot see out the window because she's too small. Unless somebody picks her up.
What is it now?
Brasive, can you pick me up? Actually, I need a hand.
Brasive picks her
Is
up.
Brasive
by
up in the attic sleeping?
Yeah,
Actually,
that's what I was thinking.
where the hell's Brasive?
Yeah, bring him down now. So after
No, I want the chicken leg and the chicken thigh.
Why don't you go fetch Brasive? The other one, give me a hand and be Brasive for me. Ida, be Brasive.
Ida,
Brasive.
Caramore, you go upstairs.
I think he
Go
meant
upstairs.
pick him up.
Yeah, I meant pick me up and have Caramore go get Brasive. But
It's like a
No.
designer backpack. It's like Carrymore.
Yeah.
No, I want extra potatoes, please.
Oh,
Extra potatoes.
So you Ida, you pick up Belle so you can both see out the window. And
Indeed.
it seems to be a small two-wheeled wagon pulled by a rather almost ill-looking horse. It looks very old. It looks Shire-like, but it seems to be plodding along. Its head is down, and you can see that in the driving the wagon is what appears to be you figure like a 50-year-old man and woman up at the front. And in the back, there seems to be a number of supplies there. And then a rather young-looking lady, possibly about 17, 18, 19, around there, or around 20-ish. And the other person you recognize, who is sat very bolt upright, trying to maintain his stature and his posture, is the person that you know to be the leader of the village elder, who has all the power in the village that you first arrived in. The wagon comes up to the axe gate, the axe-shaped gates, and the man's like, whoa, and which is totally unnecessary since the shy horse had just come to a halt in any case. And it seems that the old man then hands the reins to the female and slowly gets down off the wagon and comes up. He sort of like looks around, and he seems to be looking for a place to ring a bell or clang something. And in the end, he decides just to knock on the shaft of one of the axes, and he's just go, hello? Anybody there?
Ida,
You're,
I think I
go
just
away.
figured
We don't want anything today.
you just blew our cover.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father
No.
smelled elderberries.
Ida, oh my God, you
Oh.
are sometimes the worst, Ida. I'm gonna, now that our cover's blown, I'll proceed to hurry out, to find the people who, I think I know why they're here for, and like
Whatever
as I
it is, we're
open the
not
front door,
buying.
as I open the front door, I'll like wave at them
Have you
and
heard the
do
word?
a grand display of like, hello and welcome here.
And Caramon, how are you waking up Brasive?
I think the honest answer is he's not. He's just going to wander off and hope everyone forgets that he's been asked to do it.
Yeah. So you're sort of like upstairs now, gazing at. It sounds a bit weird. You're gazing at Brasive sleeping.
No, I'm just looking out the window, ignoring everything.
Longingly.
Does Brace hear any of the noise happening outside?
Roll a hard perception check.
Ooh, hard one.
My voice is very shrill.
Oh yes, yeah. You come round from deep sleep. You see Caramel's in your bedroom with you as you wake up.
Wait, why are you here?
I'm not really sure. It was just easier than arguing with Belle.
No.
Right. Is there people outside?
Oh, yes. They're probably just
We have
regular
intruders.
salesmen.
Did
I'd
you
imagine.
wake me? Bracef gets up really fast and storms to the window of the attic.
Yeah, so when you get to the window of the attic, you look down the two floors, and you can see Belle walking out, waving frantically. And as Belle's getting there, the village leader from the back of the wagon gets off, and the young girl sort of stays in the wagon. She seems to be covered up with a blanket wrapped around her, and the old woman gets down as well. And as Bell, you approach them, the village leader sort of like comes round and almost like pushes his way between the two old people to stand in front of the axe gates and notices you down there. And he says, "Greetings, great adventurers who have rid us of both the evil within the cave and any evil that was in this house that we were not 100% know about, but we are sure you have rid us of them. And thank you for hopefully," and at this point he looks around left, right, and said, "dispatching that rather awful lady that thought she was a necromancer. We are here to help." And at that point, I think it would be a good opportunity to take our break because it's
roll intimidation. Roll initiative.
No, that's exactly what I realized when you said they're coming with supplies. It's like, okay, they're ready if we failed to bring their ransom. We left off with them afraid of the curse that we were going to tell them we solved, and we haven't done anything except mess around.
Well, they are totally believing that you have. Druttercup says that the gnomish struggle is real. You seem to have visitors at your house, Bell, and the leader is there gesticulating left, right, and center. And he carries on and says, "Because you have lifted the curse of the village, we come bearing gifts for you brave adventurers." And
Why, thank you very much.
And he sort of like looks down and sort of like says, "Oh, hello."
Yeah, just to confirm, everything you said is true. Through the power of my friends and I, we dispatched the dreadful curse and the vile, I guess, fake necromancer. We have destroyed all that stand in our way. We are the unstoppable adventurers, and we definitely accept this gift. I'm gonna look back. Hopefully, Ida's still around.
I'm in the window looking down.
I'm gonna yell, "Gifts! They've brought gifts for the great deeds we've done."
Why, thank you, my kind friends, I'll shout through the window.
You're like the royal family, yeah, Ida, on the balcony. There's I thank you. Thank you.
Wave.
And the leader says, "Behold your gifts," and he
Please be food. Please be food.
He points to the old man and the old woman, who sort of like look up, and the man bows to you, Bell, and says, I be Louis. I am your," and he sort of like thinks for a while, "butler and odd job man. Thank you." And he bows.
We have a slave for a gift.
Yeah, just to be clear, this isn't you're not giving us human property, are you?
He says, "Wait, they have not finished." And he sort of like signals to signals to the old woman, who says, I am Bianca. I am your new house cleaner, keeper. I can make you very good food, and I will keep the place spick and span for you."
Yeah, once we figure out whichever room Abrasive decides is finally his, we'll need upkeep. We've just been kind of shuffling him around rooms.
And
he's in the attic.
The leader says,
I haven't figured out. Sorry.
Go for it.
I haven't figured out which. I need to figure out my accent. Hold on, give me a sec.
Yeah, come on. You've changed 5 times since we started.
It's the feeling right after you've burped. I'm pretty sure that's the.
Sorry, that's sorry. I didn't know I was running for Secretary of Health. That only made sense for Americans. That
doesn't
even make sense for me.
One Theta News.
Well, you're not American then.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. No, that's I'm
Yeah, you've been banner poisoned.
we have a banner poison. I haven't figured out. No.
He's yelling. Abrasive's usually yelling too.
Yeah. I haven't figured out which corner I want to piss in yet. So, give me a few days.
Are you saying this to just Caramore, or are you yelling it out the attic window?
Caramore looks a little
Presumably
bit
out the window.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, takes a couple of steps away from Abrasive.
Yeah.
From a corner.
Yeah.
Bracer's gonna see them at the window. He's gonna jump out the window on top of the.
Can I
The
please
roof there?
remind? Yeah. Remember, you are 2 floors up to that roof.
But
And you get a
there's a roof right
superhero
under
landing.
him, so he's gonna land on the roof.
You're
Under
in the
it.
attic, aren't you?
Yeah, so I was gonna land right here.
Yeah. So that
then-
That's our house now, though. Are you really confident that you're going to land or that you're going to go through?
just roll me an athletics roll as you dive out.
Yay! This is best. I'm so good at athletics.
I'm your new butler and I'm your housekeeper. Bam!
And
He
then
picks
I
up
roll
roof.
down, and it looks like I roll down.
Roll a
yeah.
1d4, please.
Yay! Ouch.
That roll was augmented, by the way.
Oh, was it?
You got
Yeah, you got
97.
an augment 5.
Yeah. You were augmented roll and you still messed it up with
by
a
a large.
97 out of 45. So
mean,
just
you
set
have
it at
augmentations.
the top of your thing. What do you get? 3. Yeah, you sort of like jump down. You do manage to land on the roof part of the porch below, but you do also manage as you land to sort of like stick your foot through a couple of slates. And you sort of like your foot goes through to the porch, and Louis says, and I've forgotten what his accent was. Louis says, I'll be able to mend that for you. And he sort of like
Good, very good.
toddles off
Very
to the
nice.
back and picks up what appears to be some kind of carry-all that has various tools in it, and he sort of like comes walking past you, goes, Mom, like that as he goes through, and the village leader says, Bianca, the produce. And the Bianca goes round. She looks like she must be like 50 or 60 years old, and she's lifts up these really heavy open top crates that seems to have bread and some vegetables. You know, it's got the tops of the carrot, the green tops of the carrots falling and cascading over it, and she sort of like picks it up with a huge amount of stress and strain, and she sort of like starts to carry it, waving slightly as she comes in, and she says, I will be able to do a nice soup for you all.
Oh, I had nice soup in a while. A
I'm
nice
gonna-
stew.
I'm going to cast. I'm going to
Yeah.
fly from the top and fly down. Oh no, it's wrong game.
Wrong go.
Vaporous form, huh?
Yeah.
And the leader, as he sees you all appearing at windows and with a foot in the roof, he says, I hope that you will accept these gifts for you, for freeing us of the curse. They are here to work for you and to be part of your gift from the village.
You're
You do-
very welcome. Thank you very much.
It was how far are we away from the village?
I think it's about 2 days' journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. So we're nowhere near.
You're
We
right
just got
in-
gifted public
source.
transport, so I think we can stop panicking about that. But
Oh, their leader
I kinda
says,
like that.
"Oh no, the cart is not yours."
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna fall to my knees,
Mm.
hands in the air. No,
Flame strike.
Caramel will wander downstairs to inspect the staff.
Yeah, and as you come out, Carmore, they're both sort of like go, "Sir," and bend, and as the woman's still carrying this huge crate, and she's staggering backwards and forwards. You notice that there's several more in the wagon, and she sort of like looks at you and says, "The kitchen be the
Where is the
kitchen."
Inside.
It's at the back of the house,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she sort of goes,
It's in the back. Yes.
I will ring bell when soup is ready." And she goes staggering past with this really heavy crate, and the leader says, "Bianca, do be quick. There's 5 more here to take in."
Oh,
Brace
use
of
your
looks at
servants.
Belinda.
Use your servants entrance from the back.
Bracev looks at Belinda as
far
like,
too-
how is she supposed to ring you?
She's far too frail to be carrying all of those goods on her own. Louis,
I
do
am
give her a hand.
strong. I am strong. I am made of stern stuff, she says, in a very masculine voice that seems to have happened overnight.
Suddenly, yeah. I don't trust these two. There's something very suspicious about their voices.
You do notice as they're both sort of like busying on their task, Louis comes up to you all in general and says, "Apart from the hole in the roof, how should I busy myself? I will open the door, of course. If anybody comes to the place, are there any jobs that you would like me to prioritize?"
Well, if you're our butler, then obviously your primary task is to buttle. So you should be organizing the rest of the staff. Now, for starters, that means you're going to have to find the rest of the staff.
He sort of like leans close to you and says, "I'm sorry. Nobody commands my wife, Bianca. If you do, I would not eat any of the food." And he looks.
Well, then part of your task, obviously, is to get the instructions through to her in a way that is not going to cause dismay,
uncommanding
disruption,
way.
or offence.
He looks left, right, and center and says, "She has been known to drool in certain food stuff if you annoy her."
Well, maybe just suggest rather
Well-
than.
I
Mum.
will, of course, suggest. I just wanted you all to be aware of the possible ramifications.
I feel that you should be aware that the Blackmane family as a whole has been known to summarily dismiss staff known to drool excessively. So do try to keep things under control.
Please do dismiss us at any time. As he looks round at the village leader.
Hold up. No.
I take it your cooperation in this this endeavor here, this gift giving, was not entirely voluntary.
We are part of the gift. And the village leader outside said, "They freely came on their own behalf." And on the wagon, there's a sort of like slight cough. And he says, "I am getting to it, Mary Jo. I am getting there."
I hesitate to contradict you, sir, but I appear to be getting 2 different stories, one from you and one from Louis here. Perhaps we can bridge the gap between the two with regard to their
They are your
voluntary
gift.
cooperation.
Paramore,
Yeah,
maybe we
you
get the
can't
deed
gift
first,
people.
and then we argue about people after we have the deed.
True.
How do we get the deed?
I'm going to head downstairs to the front.
Well,
Okay, I'm going to leave you guys to handling yours. Mr. Mayor, can we have a discussion about this, Mr. Mayor, while my friends handle their business? And No, and don't fire anybody because we need help.
He says, I will turn the cart round ready for the long journey home. And hopefully Louis and Bianca will be able to finish unloading. I do apologize for Bianca's tardiness and sloth-like speed. It's the best we can do at this point in time.
It's okay.
Well,
It's okay.
At which
Bracip.
point I'll start taking. I'll take a crate off the back of the wagon.
Oh, yeah. Roll a brawn roll for me. You
Oh,
big
no.
butch cleric.
Spiffing move, Ida.
Don't want to do this.
Yeah, you pick one
close-ish.
up. You pick one up that you sort of like go and you test each one of them, and you pick some up that's got light objects in, like some eggs and
Fairy dust.
yeah, and a slight sprinkle of sugar over it.
Brayson will
And
grab a few cards himself.
one's
but
full of
be
marshmallows.
Taking food as he's doing it. He'd be like putting it in his mouth as he's
okay,
doing it.
before we go any further, can everybody check their augmentation rolls, please?
Oh, mine's sorry. Yes.
I think it's because I think
we had a bless or
Ida,
something on when we
yeah,
were
has
playing this.
guidance or something.
Yeah.
My augmentation's off.
Belle picks up, so like bustles past you and picks up the one full of rather heavy objects and picks it up and merrily
That was a perfect
walks
roll.
in. Brasive, please fumble, please fumble, please fumble.
It's impossible.
Brasive easily picks one up. And as you go to the back of the cart, there seems to be this young lady in the back who seems to watch you all. But if you ever look at her, she looks down to the ground and to the bottom of the wagon. And she keeps sort of like looking over at the leader of the village, who is sort of like stood there, and he looks at you, Ida, and Belle, and says, "Oh, there was no need to do that. Louis and Bianca would have done that for you. Please don't do their jobs for them. They have left very good positions in. Anyway, yes. I hope you. Oh." You are a strong one, aren't you? As Brasive comes back carrying the final two, both at the same time. Oh, yes, very strong. Okay, yes. Do come back once you've dropped them into the house.
Right.
We will.
Brayson will come back. What do you need, Mayor?
Well, thank you for asking. We have a list for you. And he brings out a piece of parchment that has been scrawled over. Yes, due to your wonderful exploits, we have grand plans for the village. And of course, you are included in there now because you are honorary members of the village. And he puts the parchment down a bit and does a little clap and nods.
I'll join his clap.
And nods and smiles at you all.
Golf clap.
Now then, the first thing that we would like to say, apart from thank you very much, is we have some new plans for the village. Due to your exploitations and freeing us, we have decided to do the following actions. And we hope that you will see these as positives. So as soon as the snow,
I can tell.
the snow thaws, we are planning of going back to the mine that you quite selflessly cleared out for us. And hopefully we will be able to start some mining operations and bring prosperity to our village. We hope that as news of your excellent exploits and your selfish but heroic deeds start to spread once the winter thaw has happened, then possibly there might be visitors to the village, and we will be able to house them for a reasonable price, and they might want to come and see you and, have tattoos made of you, shake hands, but a possible little meet and greet. I think it could bring a lot to the village, but we, if I may, and I really am pushing my luck here, but I know what careful and loving people you are. We do have a somewhat list that we thought you might be able to help us with. And you notice that when he gets to the list, Mary Jo gets off the wagon and comes and stands to one side. Okay, now then, as well as the mine, we have, we used to have some very nice hot springs. They were very good for, we used to gather there, a pleasant place for us to cast off our earthly goods and submerge ourselves into the soft, warm, bubbling, healing water. And we have been thinking what we might call it. And we have come up with a new technical term that we are very keen to use. And we wanted it short and snappy and to the point. So we have decided to call it the spa. Thoughts?
That's a very reasonable name.
Yes, I thought.
Wait, what's that? Sport.
If you put maybe a hut there, a hut there with people who can like help people in and out the spa. You could
fantastic idea! Fantastic.
A health spa.
I don't understand.
A help spa.
Are you saying half a word? I don't understand.
I think, Miss Ida, I feel that
it's the sideways bit on a boat that holds the sail up. I think.
I think I didn't realise Caramon had sailing experience.
No, he doesn't really, but you know how his daddy owns a boat.
Daddy owns a boat. He sort of like says, so we are planning to call it the spa. However, there is quite a big beast living there at the moment, and we are hoping that...
Here we go again.
We were hoping...
massive beast.
Wait, let's consider this for a moment, Barso.
But we have Bracef here.
We came here, right, and we dealt with the menace that was in here, and we now own a house. So if we go to the spa and we deal with the menace there, then we own a spa.
You will have...
I believe you. I believe you people went to the mine and you dealt with the menace there. So you own a mine.
I'm more concerned about the mine and where the money's going from the mine.
Oh,
they're going to mine it. Is it going to go to the village or to the village elders?
It will. I am a selfless elder. There is only me in charge, and I am voted every year by the village members. And although you may think that the village members are too stupid to actually vote somebody like me into power, let me assure you, it is quite possible. And yes, so it will go to the village. It is always to the village. We are one with the community. We want to see prosperity.
We will check and find out if you're safe.
100%. The owner of the tavern is very keen to extend his tavern, maybe to put some bunks out behind in the spring weather so people can actually rest and recuperate there. Yes, anyway, so just to let you know, we have tried to open the hot springs before. We sent, about 2 years ago, we sent 5 of our bravest heroes. Just out of interest, before the mine challenge, this was the previous challenge. Unfortunately, we never saw those 5 men again, so we thought it would be a good idea to stop that challenge and convert it to the mine challenge. So, and I think it's good for you to know that, you know, it's been 2 whole years since anybody's been to the hot pools or spa. Now, is there anything? Oh, yes. Now, how can one put this? The trail to the hot spa is actually, well, some people got that far but returned and claimed there are, let me just recap, blood-sucking vampire birds in the forest near there. I said that, you know, there would be no match for a gallant foursome like you, but we thought we better mention the blood-sucking vampire birds. And then just one more thing. There's been a rather large bear seen in the forest. It is quite large, according to stories, but you know what these rumors are like. It's probably the size of a tabby cat. But apparently it's been seen in the forest roaming about. So we wanted you to be aware of the giant bear and the blood-sucking vampire birds and the beast that lives in the hot springs now. Yes, and I think that is, yes, everything. And Mary Jo makes a slight cough and she goes, oh, do you mind listening to this young lady? I mean, if it's too much trouble, I can just pack her off into the wagon again.
Does she have consumption without coughing?
I don't really know what she sounds.
Did she spend time in the mines?
I'm fairly sure I know what she has, and it's not consumption.
You are more than welcome to use your magic on her powerful Ada. I got my foot caught in a cable. That's why I look weird. I thought
that was roleplay. I thought that was him. You are groveling.
You are more than welcome to try to cure her. I think it might just be. I actually think, Miss Ida, it's probably simplicity, if you understand what I mean. Mary Jo, say your bit.
Apologies.
Say your bit. And she's sort of like, she seems to be...
attention has long since drifted from the mayor. He's not paying any attention to him at all now. His focus is entirely on the girl now.
Yeah, and she's dressed in sort of like a plain linen dress. She has a headscarf over her head, and she seems to wear quite flimsy shoes. They're not exactly sandals, but something not quite suitable to the cold weather that is happening at this time of the year. And she seems to be clutching something that she's wearing round her neck. And she looks at you all, but Belle, she seems to look a lot at you and you, Ida. It seems as if she's trying to appeal to you both as women.
Well, I will kneel down in front of her and say, "Child, speak your mind. You're safe here."
And you can see that as she talks to her, as she tries to speak, and her eyes are welling up with tears. I've lost my Billy.
All right,
Common
who's
thing
Billy?
between ladies of a certain age.
Say again, sorry.
Right.
No.
Rude.
Who's Billy?
Billy was he was to be my husband. We were betrothed. We were going to be married.
And where was Billy lost? Where did he go?
Well, you see, my father said that Billy was too stupid for a girl like me, and he would have to prove himself to be brave. And so, 6 months ago now, he walked off into the forest and has never been seen again.
I'm sorry to have to break this to you, but if Billy fell for that line from your father, then actually your father may have had a point.
The young girl bursts into tears.
Oh dear.
Really sobbing. He's dead, isn't he? He's dead.
Arm punch Carrymore. Arm punch.
Ow. Stun location. What's special? Cure stun location. Dead arm.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to do. And now I have no one. My father is mean and nasty to me and makes me clean the cinders up all the time.
And so you should. I'm going to hug her, and then I'm going to say, don't worry. When we go to the forest, we'll look for Billy. If Billy's in there, we will find him.
And she says, will you? And she says, this will help you identify him. And she takes off what appears to be like a piece of metal, a piece of pewter on a leather thong round her neck. And she holds it out, and you can see it's a very crudely fashioned one half of a heart with a hole and in it for the piece of leather. And she says, Billy wears one like this. He made it for me before he left. And now this is all I have of him left. But please, please take it.
I'll turn around, I'll chuck it to Belle and say, see how much you can get for that. Only joking. No.
Not much.
Not much at all. A couple of
Much of a
copper.
worker. All right, I'm getting very bored here. All right, so we'll tame the bear, go take a bath in the hot springs, kill Billy. Let's just get done with it. I'm so
Kill
done
the vampire birds. Vampire birds.
Vampire
She
birds,
says,
yeah, we've got to return the vampire birds to
Right,
her
of
and
course.
kill
Yeah,
Billy.
Kill vampire Billy.
If I am any use to you, I am more than happy to come with you. I know some basic woodcrafting skills, if that would be helpful. I could cook for you or clean your clothes. Anything to repay you.
Are you in the habit of drooling in the food when you cook?
Would you like to work for us?
If not, we might have a position for you.
Yeah.
I am more than happy to do, and I can come with you. I just want to find my Billy again.
I'll be honest. I don't know what your name is. I
Mary
could not
Jo.
handle many days listening to you cry. So you can stay here and do
I
some
totally
woodworking,
understand.
Fix the place.
I am completely unworthy. I know. I should know my place, Mr. Big Green Person. I know. How dare I even consider to be of your equals. I apologize, Mr. Green Man.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
With the big axe. Please do not decapitate me.
Again.
or Billy that I probably decapitated. Billy's probably one of the like bandits that were shooting at us. We-
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's already dead.
Already
He
dead
was
for
the
weeks now.
ogre.
Well, Mary Jo, why don't you go help? What's the face in the kitchen? What's she called? Beatrice?
No, think of
Bianca.
EastEnders.
Or-
Bianca.
yeah.
Oh, Bianca.
Bianca.
Yeah.
Vicky!
I was going to call him the guy Ricky and not Louis, but I thought no, that would be too much. That's what the town leader's called. If you want to ask his name.
Vicky.
No interest in his name.
I was asleep on the floor somewhere.
We have about 73 rooms, Mary. You
Joe.
can choose a room of your own, a small, quiet little room away from us, and stay there and then work to help.
I will
Bianca.
work to help.
You'll still have to clean, but we will pay you a fair wage for it.
Yes, we will.
If you bring me my Billy back, I will want nothing from you. Nothing
Okay.
at all. He is my world.
Can you eat him? No, don't ask that. No.
So, Caramel will mutter quietly to Ida, so if we rescue her fellow, she'll work for us for free. That actually might be
Indeed.
motivation.
And then maybe he'll work for us as well.
Yes. Yeah.
We will talk about finances later.
No, we're talking about slave trade.
We're offering them a place to live, so it's
My
fine.
kind
And while
goddess
you're
of
talking
slave.
It's not
about
slavery, it's indentured servitude.
how,
Yeah.
and I will leave you now to talk about how you will enslave these people, great,
And one last thing.
noble, and brave heroes.
Yes, one
Yes.
last thing. You don't have to bring it back yourself, but we'd like you to send us a map of the local area showing these locations that you wish us to investigate on your behalf.
Yes,
As detailed a map as possible.
yes, we can say again,
Did you
sorry.
also- Oh no, it's not Mr. Pickles anymore, is it? It's not. Ignore me. Sure. I was thinking of his priests that he has working for him. It doesn't. his
Bartleby?
character. Bartleby, yes. So the Bartleby's clones him, but he's not here.
Ricky, the town leader, says, yes, we were thinking one step ahead. Here is the map.
Excellent. Good man.
Yeah, and he gives you a map that I will draw for you at a later date. Because I've had a busy week. And I've gone from one
Fair enough.
campaign straight into another campaign without a single
Yep.
week off. Yeah. So
Caramel's main
you
interest
will
is he
just
wants
be
to study
happy
the
with
map.
what you've got. That is what I'm telling you.
Very happy, very happy. And Caramel's main interest is he wants to study the map, and anything that he thinks looks closer to our house than it is to the village, he wants to lay claim to as being on our property.
Well, there's about 2 days journey through the forest. So remember that this house is in the middle of a forest pine line. So really and truly, between here and the village is just more tree area, and then that's it.
Yeah, without the map, I didn't know whether maybe the spa was in this direction.
Remember that the village would normally harvest the trees for their living. That's how they make their trade and use for things like creating wagons, etc. But now they'll be able to access the mine to get metallic items. And the other thing that they remind you or you gain from the conversation is that the hot springs were also a strong supply of fish that could live there all year round. And this is what they would actually do. It was interesting because the water was warm enough for the fish to live in. There were special species of fish that you only find in the hot springs. They're about the size and taste of salmon. And that also used to be a part of the village trade, but of course they'd lost all of that. But you, the brave heroes, have started to bring everything back. So
I see why there's a big bear.
Well, yes,
Rare salmon.
Yes, exactly. The beast that lives in the hot springs, according to the village elder, is just known as the beast. Nobody has ever returned from the hot springs to identify what it is. So as you were thinking about servitude and slaves and money, it seems a bit strange that they call it a beast, even though nobody has ever come back and verified that it was a beast. The only the facts that you have is that people have seen a beast, a giant bear roaming the forest. You know that they're the blood-sucking vampire birds. You do know that people have seen those and fled away from them. But that was it. Before the guy slowly starts his journey back to the village. Now, one thing that it's about coming into dusk now. It's about 4 o'clock, but because of how the latitude and near to the mountains and the coldness, it's probably time to stay the night. Bianca does make a very good heart-warming and stomach-warming. It's not soup, it's more of a broth. And she's actually made freshly baked bread, buns or baps as well. She ladles you all out into what appears to be wooden bowls, because that's what most of the things are built, crafted out here. And she does look at you, Brasive, and well, everybody just gets one ladle. She sort of like puts your ladle into your bowl, and then looks you up and down, gives you a slight wink, and pours in another ladle full, and she gives you 2 bread baps. You also notice that when you're sat down eating your meal, you can hear the whoosh, 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 and Mary Jo is busy sweeping up, scrubbing the floors as well. If you remember, you killed one of your opponents, and she seems to have a brush that was actually made of stiff bristles that came in one of the crates, and she's busy cleaning the floors, scrubbing, and then now and again kneeling up and wiping the sweat off her brow, and then continuing to sweep. And by the time it gets to bedtime, you do notice that Louis has fixed the hole in the roof that Brasive, you put your foot through. And
That's a skill. Obviously.
Yes, and it looks pretty well done. And you do notice that he's very efficient as you come down for your meal, because you hear the evening triangle clattered. You also notice that he's closed the door and he's shuttered the windows, and he stands respectfully to one side as you come down, and they actually use one of the rooms as a dining room. And what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give a picture. I'm going to take a picture of each of the floors and number them. and then I'll stick it in the Discord so you can, between you, you can decide what you want in each room and who's sleeping well. But on this night, Louis will have laid fires in any room that has a chimney and a fireplace, and he's done that, and everything, there's that soft crackle of fire in every single room. And for the first time in a long time since you've been here, the house almost appears to be heating up. It seems to be getting a warmth that was completely and utterly absent before. And it almost like makes you imagine, as the fire flickers and makes shadows dancing around the walls, you can almost like start to imagine how grand the house might have been in its heyday, when it was a good house and a friendly house, and one that housed heroes and people who were out doing good.
Well,
And
maybe as a side note, Louis, could you have a look at the outside walls as well, see if you can repair those?
yes, do you mean the walls, or as in the perimeter? This wall, yeah. He just, whenever they answer to any of you, they either use your name with a Mr. or Miss or whatever in front of it, or just Sir and Madam, and they never sort of like answer you back or are nasty or anything like that. And they all appear, I mean, even if you go down to the kitchen to return your pots, you notice that the kitchen is looking almost immaculate. Obviously, Bianca's been working very hard to get everything ship shape in here, and you notice that all the food stuff that has been brought is all carefully put away. And she sort of like asks you what you would like for breakfast, what time you're going to be up, and you get the impression that she's used to managing a house. She's more of a housekeeper than a cook. And eventually they don't go to bed or don't leave to go to their rooms until you all turn in. And, you know, they check that the fires are stoked in the rooms and that everything is good for you all. And rather than heading...
Because he's still worried about this idea of Bianca adulterating the food. Before Caramore returns his bowl to the kitchen, which he will do, he will cast cleanse on it first, so it'll go back to the kitchen clean.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fine. And you notice that when you get there, she's boiled some water on the over the fire in the kitchen, and she promptly takes everything and starts to wash it up in this hot water, and that she's poured out into a tub. And you also notice that there seems to be some herbs in there as well, as she whooshes it around. And she gets on with her job, and she's cleaning very viciously and making sure everything is spick and span. And then you quite naturally head off to bed. And for the first time, your rooms are warm. You know, you've been living off rations for the past couple of days, and now everything is warm. Your stomachs are full of a hearty meal. And although there was no wine or anything like that, you know, there was water for you to drink that was clean, and maybe even a little bit warmed up with a drop of mint leaf in it to make you feel better.
Well, before we go to bed, Bianca, I'll say to Bianca, you and your partner, choose a room for yourselves that's not that's on the ground floor?
We will, ma'am. We will. Thank you. Thank you for considering us, ma'am.
Oh, we can't have you sleeping in the kitchen, can we?
Can.
And she sort of like, oh, no,
Probably the warmest room in the house.
we are happy to sleep anywhere, as long as you are happy where we are, ma'am.
Bianca, as long as you work well for us, we will provide you with an amazing assortment of wealth.
Board and lodgings would be quite sufficient, Louis says as he comes into the kitchen, because I suddenly got the wrong accent. We are happy, and Mary Jo is she sat in the corner by the fire. You can see Ida when you're there. She's almost like her eyes are closing, and as she sort of like nearly drops off, she sort of like sparks up and sort of like wakes up a bit. And Bianca looks at you, Ida, and says, "Do you think she could retire, Mom?"
It's fine. You keep us healthy. We'll keep you wealthy. Go to bed.
And she sort of like looks over at Mary Jo and he says, "Mary Jo, go to bed." And she sort of like suddenly says, I am go to bed." And she sort of like does some kind of a weird bob curtsy in your direction, Ida, before she goes off, and they choose a room that they can sleep in. And you return to your rooms, and I would like you, please, all to roll a hard perception check. And before you ask Belle, yes, you can reduce it to a standard roll for your perception.
Yes.
Okay.
okay.
Ooh,
Oh,
Belinda. Honestly, all
I thought
three
I
of
got
us
the
so
one.
far
I
have
thought I got the
succeeded.
one.
So Karamar, you just sleep through. You unless you want to use a point of luck at this point.
No, I think that actually is entirely in keeping with Caramel, that he pays no attention to anyone who isn't him.
Yeah. So Karamar, you sleep right the way through. Ida and Brasive, you both managed the hard roll, and you are woken up in the middle of the night. Probably you're not in the same room. You've got your own rooms, and and you sort of like you get woken up in the middle of the night. You're not too sure what woke you up, but it's almost like your hero sense woke you. You know, you're used to being on watch and things like that, and you sort of like wake up and you check your rooms, and there's nothing there. There's nothing in your rooms or about your rooms, and you open the door to your corridors and sort of like take a look, and there's nothing there. But when you go to your window and peer through the shutters or open the window slightly and look out, your natural, I think you both got, do you both have dark vision or infravision or something like that?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I'm an elf, so I have
pointy ears.
Yeah.
Yay!
I know some of you have it and some of you don't have it. I know Caramel doesn't have it. But
Dark vision 60.
Is mine low light?
Say again?
Is mine low light good enough? Or is night vision?
Do you have low light?
Look.
Your background. There we
Let's
go.
half orc.
All perception checks are a level easier for an elf. Oh, so mine's actually very, very good.
So yours would have been a standard as well. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to see this.
Infravision for elves, apparently.
Yeah, so you have you both have infravision, and you look out through the window, and in the darkness
Yeah.
of the forest, yeah, because I think you see in shades of grey, don't you? Because I remember
Yeah.
putting that
We see a
filter on.
predator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do see only for a glimpse because of the trees and the thickness of the forest, the denseness of the forest. At different times during the night, and probably out of different sides of the house, you do notice what appears to be
A Billy.
what could have been, from what you see, like in the greyness, a large bear. It doesn't seem to be threatening the house at all. It just seems to be skirting the house. And it's not coming up to the wall or anything like that. It's staying in the denseness of the forest. And you both see it at different times. And it ends up turning and heading back into the forest, as if it's noticed a change maybe, and has come to find out what's different. Maybe it's the smoke coming from the chimneys, or the warmth coming from the house.
The smell of broth.
Yes, or maybe fresh bacon when it you know, if there was bacon in the broth or something like that. And you both return to bed knowing that the house is safe. Now, Belle, you got a critical success. So you see something slightly different. You still see this large bear, and it's about half the size of a bear again, if that makes sense. So it's not like a massive thing, but it is quite beefy and strong. And you notice that it seems to be patrolling around the house. But with your critical success, you hear something with your keen hearing and the critical success, is that you suddenly notice that it seems to be sniffing. It's sniffing the air as if it's trying to catch the scent of something. And you see it still in the forest move slightly and then sniff the air, and then move slightly again and sniffs the air again. And it's as if it's trying to locate something or catch the scent of something. And you notice that you watch it for quite like 10 or 20 minutes before it seems to turn and head off into the forest again. And you're just left pondering that as you head back off to bed. The next morning, you're actually woken to the smell of what seems to be freshly brewed coffee and bacon and warm bread. And when you come down to the eating area, you are actually given what would be their equivalent of bacon butties for breakfast, freshly baked bread and bacon just how you like it, whether or not that's super crispy or still with that little bit of flex in it, and some nice hot strong coffee, black of course, with no milk or anything. And again, Bracey, you notice on your plate, there's double the amount of anybody else's. Any equipment that you had, any backpacks or anything like that, when you wake up in the morning, you find that they have been cleaned. Your armor has been cleaned. Your weapons have been cleaned. Everything is spick and span. And you also notice that in the corridor, there are 3 piles of freshly made rations wrapped up in almost like a tea towel, a piece of linen cloth. And there seems to be 4 piles of rations and fresh water provided for you, ready for your expedition. And so I'll shut up with that description, and you can decide as a party what your next steps are going to be. Please do not kill my 2 new NPCs, because I like them. The girl you can dispose of. I'm fed up of her voice already.
I want to make sure that they didn't clean out our bank accounts here and check my money pouch, count up all of our bits of silver, because apparently I'm storing all of our bits of silver that we were harvesting. Okay, I still have each of you. You guys have your portion, but
Of course, naturally. I have a
Did
question.
you know? Hang on, sorry. Did you know that in Lancashire, which is a county in England, the words potion and portion, they say exactly the same. So they say portion. And I only know this because I play D&D with somebody from Lancashire, and I could never tell whether or not she was saying potion or portion at all. They say exactly the same. I thought that just like people people in Hull don't say they don't say phone, they say fern. And it's just like yeah, exactly. I remember at university somebody coming up to me from Hull and saying,
"Give me a phone, I'll stab you."
It's a fern for you. The fern's for you. And I'm thinking, a fern? What do I need a bit of bracken for? And what's it?
There's a lot of druids in that area. That's how they communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Waiter was like Inspector Clouseau.
Yes. Does your dog bite?
Yes.
Bracey, you were going to grace us with a wonderful narrative.
No, I was wondering. What did we do with that special metal we found in the mine?
I believe I'm holding on to 24 bits of it.
Platinum, wasn't it?
I also have Lady Jezebel's jewelry box. And one of the skull amulets, but I don't think that was worth much. That was just crude, and I was holding on to it as a disguise.
You're becoming a right little Kender, aren't you?
Yes. Somebody called me a goblin, and I'm trying to live it down
for the house, surely.
So yes, just to let you know, Belle, whatever you checked, everything is there. There's nothing missing. I'm not being tricky yet.
Apart from all the stones from the house that Belle sold.
Yeah.
Actually, Bracev's actually gonna. He's kind of annoyed about the bear outside, so he's going to check the tracks around the house to see if there's a certain direction the bear would have went.
Yeah. Roll me your tracking skill if you have one.
Yeah, it's not great, but it is. It does exist.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That's handy.
So you do notice a couple of things. The bear tracks are definitely bigger than the average size bear.
Okay.
And there's something else that you notice, Bracey, from the tracks, is that it appears that every now and again the bear stood on its hind legs.
I was marking the trees.
Well, it was always
Was it scratches back on trees?
Well, it was always by a tree, and they were actually. It does look like But you do know, you've seen grizzlies sort of like, if they want to look out, they're quite used to sort of like going up on their hind legs and sort of like looking out. But yeah, it was definitely not a dream. There was definitely a big animal there. And of course, you're not too sure what color it was. It was a darker shade of gray when you all saw it with your dark vision.
But do I see a general direction that it went after circling the property a bit?
It seems to be. So, say for example, your room looks out this direction. Can you see where I'm clicking?
Yeah.
It looks like it wandered backwards and forwards, and then it looks like it went north, deeper into the forest.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it went back to, so the village is down south, but it looks like it went further north. Just to let you know, the hot springs are off to the west from where you are at the moment. So imagine going, when you went to the mine, imagine a parallel track in the forest heading up to the mountains, and that's where the map shows that the hot springs are. So a little bit further along from the mountains, but forest in between.
All right. Well,
Well,
probably get a few more rations for the days that are coming up.
Yeah.
But I think we should probably head off soon.
I want to thank Bianca for an amazing breakfast.
She goes, it is an honor to serve you, Mom.
Trust me, Bianca, it is an honor to eat it.
You flatter me
We're
with
gonna
your
get some-
words.
We're going to need to get some uniforms sorted out.
No.
That's going to cost us money.
Yeah.
Well, one has to speculate to accumulate. I'm not sure quite what that means, but Daddy said it all the
Very
time.
much so. Yeah, of course. Speculate.
Who was that?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
That was Captain Kangaroo doing a voice of someone.
Oh, yeah, I suddenly thought, what the flip is that?
Yes, of course. We
did a
must
voice-
speculate
Did a
before
voice
we
of
accumulate.
1920s. Yeah.
Ha ha ha!
I'll get you in your little doggy too.
I'll get you and your little doggy Joe, you see? Ha ha!
Ah,
That's a
Alright,
bit like Popeye,
you
that.
see? You see?
Is this the voiceover as we're all getting our gear together and
Yes.
preparing to go onto the
Absolutely.
road?
I think I now
I'm the
demand
big
that
bad
Captain
evil guy, and
Kangaroo.
I'm currently narrating. Ha ha!
I demand that Captain Kangaroo gives us a previously on at the beginning of every episode in that voice from now
Yes.
on.
Right at the
Previously on.
beginning.
Perfect for Saturday morning
Right
cereal.
out.
Yeah, right
now,
at the beginning, so I can cut it every single week.
We'll
That
give
can-
you a
Just
script.
for us.
Yeah, and we will censor that script and ask you to stick to it. Let me just make sure we're in. This game's in feet, isn't it?
It's the only
Yeah.
one, I believe. It's
Yeah,
not in
okay.
It's
meters.
actually in abrasive feet. That's the
It's
So-
in Braille.
So, what are your normal movement rates in this game?
I have no idea.
15. The movement's also in feet. They should be 30, I believe, because I'm a halfie.
Right. Okay, then. So, what we're going to do, just to make
I'm
life
20.
make life easier as we switch from system to system, we're going to keep the destined rules for movement and combat. So it's all this idea that you can use, with certain things, you can use a quick move, and you can use that either before or after combat, exactly the same. So that is 1/3 of your actual movement. Okay. It's down in feet at the moment, but if we find that that's unruly and we can't work it, then I'll just change the actual scale to make it more accessible like that.
If I can interrupt,
yeah.
that works perfectly for the short characters because the 1/3 is just 5, so I go 1 square. But if I remember correctly, the 20 square makes it kind of an odd area because either you round up or you round down. If you round down, then they're going the same speed as me. Round up, they're going 2 squares. I don't remember where we fell on that.
This is one of the problems with a gridded battle map, is that everything is in multiples of 1 square. And there's not a lot you can do about that.
There is.
That's the way it works.
No, because I mean, I can turn off the grid. I mean, that's not a problem, but I think it's the measurement is still in those feet. Hang on. So what's your quick moves? What would be your quick moves?
1/3 of 20 is almost 7, so it'd be 6 and a fraction.
That's right.
Okay, then. So if I make
6.75, isn't it?
It's about 6.6, 6.7.
So that would round up to 7 if we do the normal rounding, and that only has a benefit if we go on kind of a more loose scale where you can actually go your full 7 feet rather than my inferior 5.
Okay, so try measuring now. I think you should be able to get 7.5 and 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accurate measurements.
And you say, yeah. It might be difficult to get 7.5, but you can actually get it. Because I've actually done 1 unit is 2.5 feet, which means that you can do the 5, but you can also do the 7.5 as well. So that's good. So that's sorted. Thank you for that. Okay, then. So we're coming to the end of the session, but there are a couple of things that I just want to get clear before we brace if he's just loving the ruler.
He is the ruler.
He is
his new weapon.
He is the ruler. Can I please remind you that there is a... Do you have the broadcast to others switch? So when you hit the ruler... Yeah. So if you just want to play with the ruler, Brasive, just turn off the broadcast to other. Okay.
I just want everyone to see what I'm doing.
And then you can measure whatever you want then, and it's not appearing on our screens at that point.
No, it's not everything is a measuring contest, but
So
okay.
And so the next thing is as you set off, I would like to have a rough sort of like marching order, just how you're going to be moving around. You're going through the forest, so you can walk 2 abreast if you wish. If you would like to go single file, then that's absolutely fine as well. So if you can organize your characters where they are at the moment, and then put yourselves in a bit of a marching order, if that's possible.
Yeah, I'll walk behind Brasive.
Oh, that's not really smart. As you can see, he keeps having green clouds coming up from behind him.
I mean, in general, I think our marching order should have Brasive and Ida at the front lines.
Yeah.
Because also Bell would want to be having conversations with Karamor about what could possibly cause strange things to happen, questions of his powers. Trying to explain that we're saving money on taxes by doing these jobs for the city.
You see, they
free
don't
property.
We don't save money on taxes because there's no
all for real
taxes to
estate.
pay. We're
we're getting in on the ground
outside
floor.
of the village. So we're nowhere near them. They don't have any rights to tax us.
But when the
So-
village grows because of tourism. Sorry.
So you're
Yes.
walking two abreast, that close.
I think probably, yeah.
Ma,
Yeah.
stop doing that.
Oh yeah, get.
We're
Oh yeah.
we're walking in such a way that I can just about flaming hands the entire party.
So put yourselves where you want to be. Well, let's say that Brasive is in the lead. Then the rest of you can put yourselves where you want to be in the forest. And then
Cameron will
once
be
you
ambling along behind Brasive,
once
trying
you're
not to listen
in
to
a
Bell.
place, I'm going to tell you to stop moving your token. So I'm going to give you some information. So at this point, you're not allowed to, from this point onwards now, you're not allowed to move your tokens. Okay, so the next thing I would like you to do for me, please.
Told you.
Okay, then.
This-
I won't do that. I was just going to freeze that token. Ida's token, so Ida can no longer move it. Can we have some initiative, please? Please make sure you click on your, let me get the turn order first. Please make sure that you click on your token before you roll your initiative.
Gotta go fast.
Okay,
Nice.
Damn.
let me just organize that. Okay, then. And at this point, and we'll leave it in a second, you notice as you start to come round this bottom corner that there appears to be hanging in the trees
Little Billy.
On a noose.
Quite a few. Hang on, let me finish putting them on. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Didn't we have an episode like this where we had stuff in trees throwing things at us? Monkey creatures.
Yeah, you did. That was in a Mythras adventure.
It wasn't Mythras, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Unnamed Mythras adventure.
Yes.
So just so you know, these are the ones that you can see at the moment. They seem to be hanging from the trees. They definitely have feathers, but the feathers are wrapped round them like bats. And it is about 10 o'clock in the morning, and they're all hanging in these trees. And Brasive puts his hand up and clenches his fist as you, Brasive and Ida, come around and spots them. And even though Bell and Caramore are busy talking, Brasive turns around and goes, shh, at you as you see the way ahead of you. There seems to be, at least from what you can initially count, quite a few of these birds. Consider each of the tokens more than just one bird. And there seems to be quite a few of them. And as you come to a halt and everybody is totally silent, you suddenly hear a scream from behind Bell and Caramore. a scream that pierces the silence, and you suddenly notice that the birds unfold their wings as the sound penetrates to them, and they leave go of the branches, opening their wings. And we will leave it there for tonight. Oh, nice. Air of effect. We like air of effects, don't we? Area 5 foot radius plus 1 foot for every point of intensity. That is a nice, you can get that. And it's in a sphere as well. But it costs 3 magic
I know,
points.
I randomly clicked it. Sorry.
We'll make sure that this one, we'll definitely do what? Burn, fire. We need a nice, like that.
Because nothing could go wrong throwing vast amounts of flame around in a forest.
It's all wet.
Ida's just sorting out her spell, saying, "Look what I've got now."
I got all the spells.
She flexes.
Off, you rank
She
2
flexes at the rank 1 magic user at the back.
Yeah, and do you know what? I've not sussed up my level rank 1 or 0 spells yet.
Well, hurry up and do that before next time. Okay, we will leave it there. Yes, suspense, stealthy end. Who is the screaming? Or what is screaming? And is the party ready to defeat the vampire? No,
probably Mary Jo. She seems
Shut
to be.
There's a Mary Jo. Yeah, she's behind us. She's
Hang on,
following us.
stop. This is my ending for the podcast. So the
Sorry.
So who is the screaming behind them? And will they survive the vampire blood-sucking birds? Come back next week. There you go. Right, you can say whatever you want now.
Whatever you want.
The content of this podcast is covered by the Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, so please give appropriate credit if you are sharing or copying any part of this podcast. Thank you.